Hello, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is your general reading for November 2023. Keep in mind that these readings are general and they will not resonate with everyone. The stories will not resonate with everyone. I suggest you check back to your Moon and Rising sign. Also, I am accepting personal readings, and a personal reading is where I take your name, your sun sign, and your date of birth, and your questions, and lay a spread for you. You can go to my About box section of my channel, and there you will find the number of questions, number of minutes, and the price. If you want to get a reading, you have to email me at this address right here that I'm about to type in on the screen. I'm just now getting the hang of typing again. Try it again. Oh no. My fingers don't know what to do. Email me at this address and say, for instance, hey Tara, I would like a 45-minute reading, and I will respond back to you. My turnaround time is between 48 hours and 72 hours. I don't like to make people wait, and you don't have to wait until I do readings to check on a situation in your life. So just make sure that if you contact me, you add my email address to your contacts, because when I respond back, my emails always go to spam. So make sure that you check the spam folder. Today I have with me the Radiant White deck, La Veda Sibila for clarification. And we will wrap the reading up with either a Golden Nostradamus card or the Psychic Tarot. Okay, so let me get the camera turned around and I will shuffle the cards a little bit. I tell you, I don't know when I'm gonna get a chance to straighten out my office, because in the VA system, Veterans Administration, once they get a hold of you, they're like stalkers. I have so many appointments coming up with PT and massage therapy, a cardiologist. I had labs last week. I'm doing PT twice a week, and it is a never-ending story with them. I have to say that I'm not displeased with the medical attention or care that I'm receiving. I'm just gonna say that it's been 6 months since I had my stroke, and I'm coming up on the time when they say that progress starts to slow down at 6 months. So I'm working extra hard in PT, and I'm gaining back the use of my arm. It's been the hardest thing with my arm. It's been just the hardest. And it's finally starting to respond to the PT and massage therapy. I'm still have a little weakness on my right leg, but something remarkable happened the other day. I had to call a customer service. I forget what it was for. But the lady who answered the phone, I told her, you have to pardon my speech because I had a stroke. And she said, I had a stroke too, 2 years ago. And her speech was just as clear and not staccato like mine is right now. And she said to me that it will return. Just keep practicing and doing what you are doing. She says she still has some weakness on her left side, but she gave me a lot of hope that my speech will come back. And I think it's getting better. I still have moments where I get excited and everything comes out rather garbled, but I'm working on it. So that's what I have to say. Anyway, that made me feel real good that the lady gave me encouragement. So I just shuffled. I'm going to put another side shuffle. Oh, that card wanted to present itself. And that, in a roundabout way, is your card because it represents the moon. That is the high priestess. Let's cut the cards. This will be a 9-card spread. I gotta move all this stuff out of my way. And the second card down is the 8 of Wands. The Queen of Wands. Now, even though this is a Cancer reading, we can all at different times in our lives embody the other suits. So perhaps maybe you got a project going on. She is known as the Queen of Wands, is known as the entrepreneurial queen. So maybe you want a business, or you are about to start a business or a project. Next row, the 2 of Swords, the 3 of Pentacles, the 3 of Wands. Last row, the 9 of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. That's a lot of swords. What is under the deck? The overall energy of the reading. It's a 3 of Cups. Well, that's interesting. Let me tell you what I have. I have the 1 major arcana. I have 3 wands, 4 swords, and a coins, but the overall energy is a cup energy. And I have 2 twos. That's always important when the numbers repeat themselves, and 2 threes in the spread proper itself. I also have 2 court cards. And I dare say that these are 2 different people. Because the court cards can behave in 3 different ways. They can be 2 different aspects of yourself, 2 different people, or a person and a situation. And these are 2 people. So Right in the center, I have the 3 of coins going on. The coins don't just represent finances, they represent the doing of something, the third dimension or the material plane. And in this card, what we see are 2 people that are consulting a professional, I would say. The man on the bench there knows a lot more about this cornerstone that they are trying to build. So this could be about a business deal or opportunity, trying to set something up, trying to gain more information. It is a 3, and one of the meanings of 3s is that there are possibly 3 people involved in a situation, and that there will be a delay on successes for a little while. Indeed, I see somebody thinking about going off on their own. So, what do I have with the High Priestess? The High Priestess can be a message about trusting your intuition, going below the surface. She is the keeper of the library, so perhaps she knows more than she's telling. This can be somebody who sits in a advisory position. That's what I'm picking up. And she knows a lot more than she's telling. And so the card counsels that you should trust what your intuition is saying. Any hunches that you get will be mostly correct. You don't have to do anything or say anything. You simply have to be observant. We follow, the cards are read past, present, future. Past, present, future interplay of the cards. This High Priestess is followed by the 8 of Wands, also known as the arrows of love, but I don't necessarily see that this is an emotional or a relationship issue. It's an 8, and 8s are karmic numbers. They represent money and good luck, but it can also represent a delay, an obstacle, and a hassle. This card represents Mercury and Sagittarius, so this means that there's a message coming in to you. We don't know exactly what the message is about, but it says that it's hurrying to you at the moment. So perhaps you are waiting on some news. It is also represents travel in connection with business. So maybe you have to travel somewhere, or maybe this High Priestess is traveling in. I'm not sure yet. The Queen of Wands is typically a fire sign, but like I said, you too can embody the energy of this queen. She is funny. She is outgoing. She has a lot of irons in the fire, a lot of projects. Maybe she is delegating smaller project to other people. I forgot my train of thought. So anyway, you can be exactly like the Queen of Wands. It depends on what you are doing. The next row is the Two of Swords. And this is an odd card for me. Down this whole past row or past column, there seems to be a lot of doubt. Now, 2 twos represent a partnership or relationship issue. And I dare say that this feels like you are trying to perhaps connect with someone, but then we have the 2 of Swords, which again tells you to trust your intuition. Go beneath the surface. Listen to your inner voice. But the swords represent thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, communications, and ideas. This is one of those times where you think you know what's going on. You may know what's going on, but you aren't certain. If someone approaches you, you can cut their head off if they say something to you that's wrong or that doesn't make any sense. You are protecting your heart. But because the left eye of her blindfold is not pulled down all the way, this says you know exactly what's going on. So this could be troubling communications. It could be an argument between 2 people. It can be a power struggle, so to speak. Especially here with the 3 of coins. Because for all intents and purposes, this says that there are at least 3 people involved. And maybe one of those persons is trying to is trying to take over the project. The 3 of Wands is again a 3, and to me this card is about business negotiations. It is about sending your ships out, but we don't know if the figure on the bluff is actually waiting for his ships to come in or he sent them out. So this is again a waiting period. He already has chosen to go forward with something because the 2 wands behind him says that he has made a choice, and that's what 2s represent. Choices, options, decisions, dualities, oppositions. Either you being opposed within yourself about something, should I or shouldn't I, or someone actively opposing you. Will you or won't you? We come to now the 9 of Swords, which is a heavy mental energy. It speaks to insomnia, sleep problems, worry, anxiety, fears. It's as if everything is going wrong around you at this time. But this is a 9, and a 9 says to stop what you are doing. If you are worrying, if you are upset, if you are fearful, take a pause for a moment. 9s represent a pause for the completion of events, and climb out of this deep dark hole you are in. Sometimes this card can be about somebody gossiping about you, which brings me to the Queen of Swords. Now, interestingly enough, these 2 cards are faced to the future, and these 9 swords are kind of stabbing this queen in the back. You see? Perhaps this is thoughts that you have, or communications that you communicated something to this queen. But 2 queens represent Gossip is mean. Now, I often say that that's not always true, that two queens can gossip about each other, but in this instance, I feel it's correct. And she is holding the Ace of Swords, making this 10 swords, meaning someone getting stabbed in the back, an ambush situation, where you feel attacked. This can be, the Nine of Swords can be a guilty conscience about something that you said or you thought about somebody. The Queen of Swords can be any female that sharp tools or keen intellect are needed. So she can be a policeman, a soldier, a writer, an editor, a researcher, a scientist, a judge, or a counselor. She can even be a dentist or oral surgeon. All those professions where keen intellect or sharp tools are used. More than anything, I think this queen is a writer or an editor. I didn't include that. And I keep hearing the pen is mightier than the sword. So this might be a poison pen situation where she has written something and it didn't go well for you. But it ends with the Ace of Swords. And out of all of the aces in the deck, this one is the most powerful. And it says when it appears in a reading, you can best believe something is about to change. Now this ace says that new qualities are becoming available to you. New ideas, new thoughts, new projects, whatever the case may be. But it's also a sword, which means it has a double edge and it cuts both ways. So this can mean, this Ace of Swords, the excessive degree of everything, of worrying, of fear, of thinking that things will not go right for you. Now, I told you what the 2 twos mean. What the 2 threes mean are expect a small but pleasant surprise. But then I have a third 3 over here outside the reading. And I will include what the 3 threes say because there is an influence. The 3 of Cups speaks about a universal gathering. Some kind of universal, maybe like a meeting or an anniversary or a birthday, a graduation, something like that. But it is considered to be the universal gathering card. And here with the with the 8 of Wands, perhaps this is about some kind of trip that either you are going to take or that you want to take. Let me see what the 3 threes mean. Unexpected good luck. So that's a good thing. And I would say this is true because this is you, Cancer. I feel that this is you and you have decided to go off on your own. I think so. And I think it will be very successful what you are trying to do. Now I have just the one major arcana, and therefore there is a spiritual lesson in this. Let me see if I can find out any extra information about the pip cards as they are related to her. No. It suggests that the time is perfect for purposeful activity and that all new undertakings will be successful. The Eight of Wands alone. Now, the Two of Swords. Now, even though this is not the moon, but she represents the moon, and I kind of feel that there is an influence of the moon in this spread. It says Two of Swords next to the moon. It is asking you not to become anxious or stressed, as this can adversely affect your health. Maintain a positive perspective and attitude. The Two of Swords tells you not to allow your imagination to inflate your concerns. It is advised that you think positively, as worry and anxiety can adversely affect your health. And I kind of feel that that applies even though that's not the moon. The Three of Pentacles. With Three Swords cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. It may be an indication that some loss in business or finances is inevitable. You are asked to be prepared to make relevant and necessary changes. The placement also can indicate a clash of personalities within a working environment or situation that may bring about disagreements or the inability to compromise. I think so. With any other number 3 cards, it is an indication that hard work and some obstacles will present before the completion of successful work and rewards. 3s suggest that more than one person is involved. It also suggests that there may be a period of suspended activity before future successes are realized. The Three of Wands. With the High Priestess. It is indicating that achieving your spiritual goals that you are achieving your spiritual goals, and this will give you a deeper understanding and enlightenment and will ultimately awaken your intuitive abilities. That's why I think that this is a double message to tell you to go beneath the surface and look at what is frightening you or scaring you. And you shouldn't let it be this Queen of Swords. Conversely, she can be that you, as another aspect to yourself, that this can be you getting the idea that nothing can stop you. The Nine of Swords. With the Ace of Swords, it asks you to see the positive side of a situation. Realize that all that has taken place will work out for the best. It is a message that all that has happened happen for a reason. You are asked to look for positive and beneficial new beginnings and to make the most of your experience. So see, this can be good. It might be somebody who's been talking bad about you or writing nasty things about you, but you can overcome. And the Ace of Swords. There is nothing. Except it tells you to make long-term plans at this time, as they will come to fruition. There's a feeling of sadness, depression, anxiety, and wasted efforts. It carries with it the expectation that things will not work out as planned. That is this card. You are fearful and frightened. But I say, whatever you plan on doing, just maybe you need to take a break from thinking about it and concentrate on something else. Enjoyment with friends and family. And try to look on the bright side. I'm going to pull 3 cards on this Queen of Swords. The Giovani Fanciulla. This is another Queen of Wands. And basically, the card says attraction to a young girl. But it can be, instead of that, it can be just someone who is rather naive, rather nervous, and unsure of herself. The Prigione. You are stuck, or this person is making you feel stuck. Oddly enough, it's the 9 of Swords. But this card has a meaning that says there is a window of opportunity happening. And there are 3 steps leading up and out of the problem. And you have support, a rail, a handrail, and a vase which speaks to the emotions. But this is about somebody who feels like they have no way out. And I say you do. Sometimes you are presented with options that don't seem, you have 1 or 2 options, you think. But if you stop being fearful about the situation and focus on the positive, you may come up with the 3rd option that you hadn't even thought about. And the last card, the Alegria. That is about making merry with your friends at places where you go to eat, mostly like bars and pubs and maybe restaurants. It also says that if you meet somebody there, it may not be a true friendship based on respect and trust. It could be somebody who is just trying to get close to you to find out more information. So watch your friends and watch yourself in this environment. Okay? I will pull a golden Nostradamus card. It is Cupid. Now, we know that there is also a Cupid in this deck. Okay? But it doesn't necessarily mean love. As you can see, both Cupids are blindfold. So this can mean an infatuation with anything, really. It could be an infatuation with a new friend that you met. It can be an infatuation with a place, a thing. What am I trying to say? Something that you do. So be careful that the flames of passion don't engulf you and something can go wrong. Maintain your equilibrium, because Cupid accidentally shot himself with the arrow. He didn't mean to, but he did. Cupid is number 7. And it says, no matter how strong the force of reason, it is worth not when love is in season. Love is on the way, and with it, passion, or the transformation of negative passions into positive ones. Potential transformation of hope into love that could bring that you could bring into your life. So I'm taking that to mean that it could possibly be a situation where you're going to end up loving what you are doing or what your project is about. So concentrate and focus on the positives. I feel that it will happen. And so that's what I have for you for November 2023. And good luck, Cancer.